What's up, everybody? This is episode 2 from my new series called Legends of the Fall. And during this series, I'm gonna reach out to a plethora of different football players, but this one right here is special to me. This dude, I watched him as a youngin' from elementary school up into high school, tried to keep up with him and follow him. I lost touch with him back in middle school, but I heard his name in 2002 and 2003, and he was at Carver doing his thing. So let me introduce to y'all Jayvon Perky Biddle. What's good, my brother?
What's up? Appreciate you, man.
No doubt, man. So you a legend in my eyes. Since we were kids, you know, them Hollywood to Gold Floss and Devonshire days, you always been fast as hell. So is that what got you into football? Like the speed, or what was it that pushed you to the field?
Nah, I think, like my pops having 3 boys, so I had an older brother, he was already balling. So we was balling since we was like 5. So it wasn't like, you know, whether I was gonna be running the ball or not. I think I would have been balling regardless, so.
Okay, so being, you know, a twin and having an older brother, how competitive were y'all against each other?
Oh man, we used to fight all the time. We was never on the same team. When we used to play like out backyard or whatever, we was never on the same team. So we used to stay getting into it, but we used to play with our older brother though. We used to play with him and his homeboys. I think that's what got us right. We was playing with the big boys, so. Yeah.
Cool. How much older is your older?
My brother's like 8 years older than me, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so we was playing like, you know, middle school, we was playing with the high school boys, you know, stuff like that.
I got you. So we went to Latham, Latham Elementary. I think that's where I got my first experience with you and your brother just running around the track. Were y'all playing Pop Warner at that time?
Oh yeah, like I said, we started playing flag at like 5, so we was playing since I can remember, like, you know, when we was old enough to play, we played. So yeah, around 5, 6, we was playing flag for, I was playing for the Vikings at first. And, you know, I moved around a little bit, the Indians and the Greyhounds, so.
Okay. And so who were some of the players, you know, that we may know that you played with coming through the ranks?
That I played with?
Yeah.
Oh man, I played with a lot of guys. My boy Antoine Evans, you know, I played with him. I played with, let me give a shout out to my boy Sean Presley. That's my guy, he passed away.
R.I.P. Sean.
Yeah, that's my guy. I played with Sean. Phillip Jones, Rashawn Page. I mean, I played with a lot of guys. Eric Eaton, shout out to Eric Eaton. Rest in peace to my boy, Eric
Rest in peace, yeah.
But yeah, those just a couple guys that I played with. Jermaine and Jamal Pitts, those guys.
Okay, so you had some ballers that you was coming through the ranks with on Pop Warner.
Always.
For sure. So, is there a play or a game in Pop Warner that you can look back and say, all right, I know I'm nice. You know what I'm saying? They see me.
Yeah, there is a play. I'll say, I think it was midget. I was playing for the Greyhounds. We was playing the Falcons in the playoffs. They had beat us before. They actually kind of bullied us. But I remember that game off the top of my head because I remember like the night before, because you know we played on Saturdays in Part 1. So that Friday night, well, actually that Saturday morning, I was out maybe like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I remember being out there like just by myself, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how sometimes in basketball you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
Yeah.
I was doing it in football, and that night before the game, and then the next day it actually happened. It was like a walk-off on the Falcons in the playoffs, and I scored like the winning touchdown. But I just remember that game because I remember being out there because I wanted to win so bad, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so because they had kind of bullied us the first game, so I wanted to get my face back. So I remember that one.
That's dope.
Yeah.
You don't hear too many walk-offs in football, but that's dope as hell for real. Now you are a twin, you know what I'm saying? And for people who don't know, his brother name is Jeray. We call him Fat Daddy. Now, this was the fastest human I had seen up until a certain point. He was just fast as hell. I used to watch him run around the track. Here go a little quick story about him too. So y'all in the 5th grade, I'm in like the 2nd, 3rd grade, probably 2nd, cause y'all 3 years older than me. And it's this dude named Gerard Ori. He was fast, you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, my age though. And I told my sister, I was like, yo, Gerard can beat Fat Daddy in running. And she said, boy, you out your mind. I said, no, for real. I don't know nothing about age and, none of that. I'm just like, Gerard fast, he can beat him. And one day at recess, y'all out, well, he's out there and my sister and them out there, Gerard out there. And I was like, yo, y'all race. And it wasn't even close, bro. Like, your brother was special and he loved Gerard in the dust. I'm sorry, Gerard. Like, I feel like I embarrassed you young. What year did you lose him and what did that do to you on the field? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I lost him in 97.
Yeah.
97. But what it did to me on the field, it gave me a chip on my shoulder. Actually, it made me just want it more. Like that year, I was with the Greyhounds still. We had actually went undefeated and went to Florida, but we all played with a chip on our shoulder. So that's what type of thing I was on. It was like I had a chip on my shoulder. I was just, kind of playing angry.
Right.
But yeah, we did our thing that year. So that's what I was on.
So it didn't make you want to stop?
I never, to be honest with you, I never thought about stopping. Because I know he was a baller, so I know he probably would have wanted me to play anyway.
Gotcha.
So I never really thought about stopping. I just knew it was going to be hell for everybody else.
And hell it was. So when it came down to him, had y'all always played together?
Oh,
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was always. It was everything. If we was on the same team, we wasn't losing.
Gotcha.
So that's what we was on.
Now I remember a interview, and I think it was on the news. I'm not sure what year it was, but you said that you wish your brother was still here. Was that after a game, or was that
that was after practice?
After practice,
yeah,
okay.
That was after practice. They wanted to talk to me about that.
Got you. So, rest in peace to Fat Daddy. We love you, bro, for real. Now it's time for high school. Where did you initially go? Like, what was your starting point?
Well, I initially went to Glenn.
Gotcha.
I was in the Parkland district, but due to my brother dying and me having an older brother, I didn't want to be at my mom's house by myself, so I moved with my grandma with my cousins, and that was at Glenn. So I just wanted to be around. I didn't want to be by myself, so I had moved with my grandma, and that's when I went to Glenn.
Gotcha. So we missed out on having you at Park.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why I was going.
I never knew that, man. That's interesting. Damn, that would have been crazy to think about. So you went to Glenn. Did you start off on JV and then move up to varsity, or did they see you and be like, bro, we're gonna put you on varsity?
Actually, I didn't play my 9th grade year.
Okay.
I still played Pop Warner. So when I had got to Glenn my 10th grade year, no one knew who I was. So
that's crazy.
Pretty much I had to prove myself, and I just remember when I got there, They had just gave me a number. They gave me like number 88 or something like that, and they just threw me a helmet with a bar. You know what I'm saying? That kind of made me mad.
The disrespect, yeah. That's disrespectful.
That made me mad. So, you know, once we got into the game and once we got into those scrimmage games, it didn't take long for when I had got back to Glenn, I had a brand new helmet and a new jersey. So after those scrimmage games, so you know.
So they put some respect on you.
Yeah,
for sure.
I had to go show it. So I had to get it out the mud at Glenn. It wasn't nothing. They didn't give me nothing. So they didn't even know about me. So
okay. And did you do your first 3 years there?
I did my first 2 years there, and then I went to Carver my senior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, those Glenn days, what's some early, standout games for you, or a game where you like, shit, okay, the city know now, and that ain't no joke?
I would say, that would, of course, I mean, I think it's several, but I mean, just this one game in particular, I think we was playing maybe like, I think we was playing like Moorhead or someone like that, where I was told to stop returning the punts, to fair catch every punt, because I returned like 4 of them. So I mean, that game right there was just crazy, because it was just like, it was just like back to back to back to back. So that's the game I just remember off the top of my head. That was a crazy game.
So your senior year comes, you're at Carver. Y'all go 15-0-1.
Yeah.
And y'all have one of the craziest backfields.
Yeah.
Man, and a defensive line that averaged 300 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that like? That 01-02 year? No, 02-03, my bad. That 02-03 year, y'all don't win it the previous year, but y'all come into this senior year, your senior year, Monte Anthony's senior year. What's the mindset of y'all at Carver on the team?
Well, when I first got to Carver, I had already knew a lot of those players, because I played with a lot of them. So I knew a lot of them, so it wasn't really hard. But my mindset was, when I had got there, I knew, like, not trying to sound cocky, but I knew we was gonna win it. I had told several players that I knew we was gonna win it, because like I said, I played with those guys. I never played with Tay though. I will say this: Tay, Monte Anthony, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He kind of like welcomed me with open arms, because I was thinking that maybe I would be stepping on his toes a little bit. But Tay, he was just like, you family now, and you know what I'm saying? He just made me feel comfortable or whatever. So I already knew once we had hooked up, it was on, because all he needed was like a running mate, and I needed a running mate too. So that's kind of why I had went to Carver.
Was it a tough decision to go there, or was you like, man, look, I want a ring?
I mean, I went to Carver. I didn't go to Carver specifically for the ring.
Okay.
It was more so that at Glenn, I was having like conflict with the new coach who came in. He had wanted to go like another direction with his backfield. So, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of like X'd me out a little bit. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? That's not happening. So that's kind of the reason I went to Carver. Other than that, I probably would have stayed at Glenn, because like, I'm not the type of guy to jump ship. I like to ride with my guys. So, but I think I was just left with like no choice but to leave. But honestly, my choice again was Parkland or Carver.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So it was either one of those two schools.
All right, so that season that y'all go 15-0-1, what was it like? You know what I'm saying? Was that your best season as a football player?
Yes, absolutely. That was my best season, because I felt like I was like, I felt like a well-oiled machine, like, as far as my endurance, my strength, like, because I didn't lift weights until I got to Carver.
Okay.
When I had got to Carver, I just want to say this. When I had got to Carver and started playing with them boys, all them boys was lifting 200 plus pounds, and I couldn't even. I was struggling with 185, so I had to get tight. I had to get right. So when I had got to Carver, yes, I was a well-oiled machine. Like my endurance, my strength, everything. My senior year, I was ready.
Gotcha. Now, the previous years when you were at Glenn, were you splitting touches? You know, or was that something new when you got to Carver to split touches?
At Glenn, my sophomore year, we had won our conference. We went like 9-1. I was splitting. You know, we ran the same. Actually, my sophomore year at Glenn, we ran the same offense that I ran at Carver my senior year. My junior year is when a new coach came in. Now, when the new coach had came in, I got the ball a little more, but I don't think he believed in me. He wanted a bigger back because I was a smaller guy. I was probably 130 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I was a little guy, so he wanted more of a big back in his I think he was I formation offense. So, you know, that was another reason why I decided to leave as well.
Now, I went to Parkland, and that year, when we saw y'all made a statement against us. Now, you played Parkland before with Glenn, but that game that year is the biggest rivalry in the city. What was your expectation going into that game, and how did you do coming out of that game?
Oh man, I was pumped. When we played Parkland in Bomber Stadium, I was pumped because the year before I had just lost to Parkland, and then they was just the defending champs. I think they won it and we won it the next year. Mm-hmm. So I just remember being in the stands watching them win it. Like I was at every game watching them on their way to the championship. Like I watched every game all the way to the championship. So I was pumped. I'm like, man, this is defending champs. Listen, we got something to prove. So I was just too pumped, man. We was at the stadium. The whole city was there. It was love. It was all love.
Yeah, it wasn't even no real walking room at Bowling Green.
Nah,
and that's crazy for a high school game.
Not at all.
So y'all going to the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. Now I may be wrong, but Monte Anthony was taking it kind of easy. I think it was something with his knee, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was his ankle.
His ankle, okay.
Yeah, his ankle.
So you have a game against South Point, and this is the semifinal game, and your stats from this game was out of this world. Do you remember them?
No, I don't.
All right, so I'm gonna say this, man: 10 touches, 142 yards rushing, a reception, 79 yards, and you scored. You had 3 touchdowns that game.
Okay.
On runs of 40 yards, 78 yards, and a 79-yard reception. That's crazy. I mean, so what was it about that game? Like, was it just easy for you, or was it the line? What was it?
Well, that was the snow game. It was like I remember that game because it had snowed and we had ended up playing on, I believe, a Sunday. So they had shoveled all the snow, so it was mud. You know, it was like a mud bowl. So pretty much, you know, I had good feet. So anytime that I was able to get a little bit of room, I was able to make something happen. But I honestly don't remember doing all that.
Man.
But yeah, I remember that game though. I remember I didn't touch the ball many times, and I remember I did have a good game.
Good. That was excellent.
But you know, I like to look at myself as an all-around. Like I didn't just run the ball. Like I was able to get receptions, punt returns, kickoff returns. So I looked at myself as an all-around. ball player. A lot of people have called me this, but they call me like the this version of the Allen Iverson. You know what I'm saying? Like where I was a little guy, but I was able to stunt with the big dogs. So, you know.
That's crazy. So you did all this in the mud.
Yeah, it was
that's
the mud.
Crazy. That's wild. So y'all advanced to the state championship. It's in Raleigh. 5,000 people there, if I'm not mistaken. And y'all are going against Wilson Fight. Y'all rout them.
Yes, sir.
It's 34-0.
Yes, sir.
That game, you rushed for 126 in the touchdown. Y'all have 4 different rushers that scored. Was that the perfect ending for you? Like, could you have written that any other way?
Not at all. That was definitely the perfect ending, man. You know, your senior year, you want to walk off with that chip. So I couldn't have had it no better, man. You know, and then like you said, we had 4 different guys. You know, so it wasn't always just one guy, man. It was like a whole little collective effort from everybody. So we had maybe, I think we had like 3,000 yard rushers that year. Me, Monte, and Jason Jowers.
Damn.
So yeah, so it was like, you know, we was all getting our share of the ball. I know I averaged maybe like 13, 14 carries a game, something like that. So I didn't get the ball much. But when I did, I'm trying to go to the house every time. And I know that's how my guys were too, so that's how it went down.
Do you think they slept on you at Glenn? They didn't utilize you?
I think I was slept on at Carver and Glenn.
Okay.
To be honest with you, because I felt like I could have did a lot more. Like I didn't play no defense. I felt like I could have played defense. So, you know, I feel like I could have been used a little more. I see why they wanted me to just play offense, but I felt like I could have played defense. I could have played any position on the field, actually. That's how I felt. But more so at Glenn because, you know, they didn't know about me, and then, you know, a new coach coming in, changing everything. He didn't know about me, so.
Now, you talk about defense. That's interesting, man. I never knew that you felt like that about playing anywhere on the field. If you were playing defense, what position would you have preferred?
Well, I played corner. My JV year, I mean, not to brag about JV.
No, it's cool.
My JV year, I didn't allow a touchdown on my side. You know what I'm saying? I was Revis Island, so I would have played corner, played safety. You know, I love playing defense. You know what I'm saying? At Carver, I did start off playing defense. It was just my conditioning wasn't right. So they was like, okay, we're going to just put you on offense. Like I said, when I first got there, my conditioning wasn't right. You know, but by the end of the season, I could have played offense and defense.
So you went off pure talent for the bulk of your playing time, right? Like just pure talent, no real, you know, weight room, no conditioning.
I didn't lift weights. Like I said, when I got to Carver, them bulls they were so strong, and you know, I ain't gonna lie, when I went to Carver, practice was hell. Practice was hell, like, you know, practice to me was like a real game. Like I couldn't come out there and be BSing on my head was gonna get knocked off. So I knew once we play any other team, I'm like, oh, it's out the gate, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it was at Carver. You better have your chin strap buckled up. You better have your mouthpiece in, cause we got it out the mud for real.
Gotcha. So you spoke on 3 legends that are not with us. Mm-hmm. Your brother, even though he wasn't able to play high school, we know how special he was. Sean Presley and Eric Eaton. Mm-hmm. Talk about how good they were. You know what I mean? Like, cause Sean Presley is one of those names that you always hear in football conversations.
I mean, as far as my brother, man, you know, the sky's the limit of what he would have been able to do. He was at quarterback. and he was at cornerback. So I have no doubt that he would have got off at any position he would have played. Sean was a baller. I've been playing with Sean coming up since I was probably maybe like 10 or 11. We played all the way up until high school. You know what I'm saying? But Sean was always a baller. He was one of those guys that I never had to worry about. You know how sometimes when you play and you have those players that you just don't have to worry about. Like, he was that guy. Like, I didn't have to worry about him missing a tackle or, you know what I'm saying, making any kind of mistake, because he was that guy. And Eric was the same way. He was a dog. He was definitely like probably the nicest killer I know. Like, Eric, he was a nice dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was a cool, nice guy. But he was like one of the nicest killers I knew. But yeah, I miss those guys. I'm glad we was able to at least have some memories, playing together, and we was able to win that chip.
Yeah, because, I mean, you helped them do something that they hadn't done in a while, bringing that chip there. So that's dope, man. And R.I.P. to them. All three of those dudes are legendary. Fat Daddy and you in the backfield, him quarterback, you playing running back. That would have been something to see on Friday nights. Right. Y'all would have had the city turned up for sure. Right. I think everybody would have been at them games, man. Now, I got to do this with you. I didn't do this with Jed, but you get a call and they like, man, look, we doing a 7-on-7. We got 7 of the best defenders from your era. Mm-hmm. And you got to pick 6 other offensive players from your era. Who you rocking with?
Oh, I got to pick 6. So
you got to be you on the field, and you got to pick 6
if
more.
I'm picking 6. I'm picking Monte Anthony, of course.
Gotcha.
Jed Bonds, no doubt.
Okay.
Monte Purvis.
Quarterback.
I got to have a quarterback.
Facts.
Rayshawn Jordan.
Damn.
Yeah. Rayshawn Jordan. I'm gonna go with
you got 5, yeah.
I'm gonna go with Jawan Crowell. I gotta have a receiver.
Okay.
I gotta have a receiver. I'm gonna go with Jawan Crowell. And my last guy will probably I'll probably go ahead and go with Lil Timmy.
Okay. Okay.
I had to go with Lil Timmy. You know.
Okay.
He would probably be my next guy. I think with us, oh my goodness.
Y'all scoring every time y'all touch the ball, probably. You know how much speed you just land, man. That's dope, man. So, Perk, I look at you and the Allen Iverson comparison is fair as hell. Like, real talk, because you were slender. But I look at you like CMC, Alvin Kamara, LT, Sproles, Reggie Bush. I think you go in that. Like, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the speed, the elusiveness, motherfuckers cannot tackle you. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you averaged about 14 touches a game. You had a game where you had 10 touches and still did almost 150. Bro, that's crazy. Do you have any regrets about your playing time, like in high school?
My only regret is probably I felt like I said, I could have probably did more. If I would have took my conditioning and stuff like that serious, I felt like I could have did more. I felt like I could have played both sides and played several positions. And but other than that, as far as the games I did play and the times I did touch the field, I gave it my all. So yeah, I'm not really too worried about anything as far as when I was on the field. So I gave it my all doing that. But probably playing more positions and doing more things on the field.
I feel you. But you feel like you left everything out there.
Yeah, when I got the field, when I touched the field, I left it all out there, man.
Gotcha. And you was able to walk off with a championship.
Yes, sir.
That's dope as hell, man. Well, Perk, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like I said, this one is personal to me. I had to throw up a status, man, and say, yo, who can get me in touch with Perk? So, shout out to Jessica Hannah. You know what I'm saying? She definitely, she jumped on that quick, man. But, you know, I wanted you to get your flowers while you were here, bro. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Thanks for including me, bro. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, you know what's love, bro. Hollywood days and Gold Floss, man. Y'all boys used to come around there.
Yes, sir.
And it was something. We thought we could play football till y'all showed up. I was like, damn. Like, y'all sure we got older guys in the neighborhood. Y'all shitting on them. You know what I mean? But thank you, bro.
No problem.
And Fat Daddy, rest in peace, man.
Yes, sir. Rest in peace.
All right, bro.